Good morning, my fresh baked oatmeal squares. How are you today, granola chunks? How are you guys? Okay, so today I'm going to be discussing the boxing agenda. That's right, people. I've gotten to the bottom of it. I've discovered the boxing agenda. You're going to hear it first here on the Overcomer Network. I'm your host, Delightful, and let's jump right in. Okay, so again, I want to stress the point that boxers, like prostitutes, often come from a very ethnic, racially marginalized group of people. You'll notice these are very exotic minority groups of people. The powers that be actually engineer problems that predispose these boxers and these fighters to make such a choice and a decision that puts their life, their body, and their health at risk. Because those are not normally something that a healthy person that had a good relationship with self-love, value for their own life, that's not a choice typically that they would make. Okay, so in case I didn't say that clearly enough, the powers that be actually engineer problems such as poverty and other disadvantages in these people's upbringing that predispose them to making choices that put their body, their health, and their life on the line, such as a boxer or a prostitute. And the powers that be actually created those problems. Okay, so now here you have it that the powers that be also make all the money off these fighters. The fighters have it all on the line. They've got flesh invested, and they're probably getting paid the least out of when it comes down to the promoters, the television networks, the stadium owners, and the bookies. These people are really accumulating wealth. These are major corporations that have got contracts and benefits and longevity. Meanwhile, these boxers are basically being ground and run through the mill. And including the fans, they're also getting a lot of these people are low-life couch potatoes that don't have, the ability to put in that kind of work, don't have the courage, can't fight worth of nothing, cowards, and they get to now talk a bunch of trash and, have their ego stroked and be somebody off of your strength and your ability, and the boxers getting all tore up in there. Okay, because that brings me to my next point about, okay, so they were already predisposed to make a poor choice. And, like we've also discovered, we're talking about racially marginalized people. Now, they have all this lead in the water over there in Flint, Michigan. So perhaps maybe there was already stuff going on with these people through their upbringing, and also maybe different things in their body and stuff, because, they do poison ethnic minorities that would lead them to make a poor choice, such as becoming a boxer or even a prostitute if that was the route that they went. But meaning each trauma is going to damage and incapacitate these people more, and they won't notice that they're becoming damaged and diminished because they're incapacitated. So you already may have had, because maybe be it because your back was against the wall financially, or you had anger issues, or whatever the situation may have been that led you to that place, you may have been predisposed, but now that you're in it, each trauma is going to damage and incapacitate you more. And it's cumulative, so you might not notice that. But when I say it's going to incapacitate you more, that's what the powers that be want. Then they want to have a power of attorney, would you say? Because some of these boxers are, by the time they come out of there, They don't have the ability to make their own decisions. They can't even decide what they want to have for dinner that night. Okay, their cognitive and their ability to their competency of self goes down enormously. Okay, and I'm going to get further into that because, and I'll try to, I recommend this documentary after the final round. I'll leave a link to it, but it really gives you a good glimpse into some of the lifestyles these people have after the boxing career is over. I also wanted to make the point that these boxers get turned out just like prostitutes get turned out and can't stop looking for that perfect date. The boxers can't stop looking for that perfect match. Sometimes they have one girl in the documentary I mentioned who had already was world champion twice, and she said, you know, she can't be satisfied. She can't stop. If it was enough, she would have been satisfied the first time. But she went back again and she's still not satisfied. So a lot of these people, they have men who are 38 years old and still trying to get it. The wife and everybody's begging them, please, baby, stop. You know, give it up. You had a good run, but they can't stop because it's got them. And a lot of them are chasing something that could end their life. Okay, so they become more and more incapacitated with each trauma, and the damage from these traumas they extend exponentially. You know, you were created in the image of the Most High, but then you went into the ring and allowed someone who didn't love you to perform a very rough, unloving, destructive surgery on you, and you no longer contain that image of the Most High. You're no longer on the Most High's vibration. You're on a distorted vibration. And like I said, each successive trauma leaves these persons, each successive trauma leaves these people, their ability to do the right thing becomes diminished. Now they're more prone to, until it becomes almost a guaranteed, and it just becomes a ticking time bomb. They actually become, let me think, give me 1 second while I think about how I wanted to say that. They can't make the right decision. They're not on the right track anymore. Yes, okay, I got it back now. So their ability to do the right thing becomes diminished, and now they're more, I would say prone, but it becomes almost a guarantee that they're going to make decisions that harm themselves and harm other people, and it's only a matter of time till they harm themselves and harm other people. Sometimes at the rate, because they're now knocked out with each successive blow. Perhaps their compassion, their temper may now have such a short fuse, and impulse control, that got knocked out, different things. So each knockout, you're literally knocking out a piece of yourself. Many wrestlers, MMA fighters, and boxers, and even football players go on to kill their families and significant others, and even if they don't go that far, they may have other outbursts that go undetected in the community. Let me see. I was thinking, should I keep on going? I'm going to go ahead and stop here and go on to the next part.